What's up, guys? Baseman here. Welcome to the Diablo Research Institution. Appreciate you guys for coming by. Like this video if you will. Subscribe to the page and the bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And blessings to my channel members and patrons. Links in the description below. So this, of course, is Project Diablo 2. Alright? Couple days into the ladder now. And I have been taking it slow. I've been taking the spiritual journey indeed. Liv and I ran a little bit in the Chaos Sanctuary and did some battle runs, normal mode. Liv, my moderator on Discord. Blessings to you, Liv. Follow me on Discord if you guys will. Link to the description below. And, so basically, I got to level 29. And I haven't yet learned Summon Grizzly. But the cool thing about Project Diablo 2 is once you put 20 base points into Grizzly, you can have an additional Grizzly. So the Summon Droid is actually quite viable. And once you max out Ravens, you can summon 3 at once per cast. So it's very nifty. And in addition to that, the Spirit, all Spirits, and the Tyrions, the Creepers, the Vines, they're indestructible. As you can see here, they don't have a life meter, so they don't die. So you just don't have to deal with that inconvenience of constantly summoning them when they get in the way of something and get killed. But basically, this is now my first time in Nightmare with this droid. And let's see how viable he is. Here's Doombang right there, a little cute little unique. Oh, look at this! The rares are very much worth identifying in Project Diablo 2. And check this out. This thing has 10 FCR on it, and it could have rolled 20. So 10 FCR and some other nice mods. So this will be great once he can wear it to put on this mercenary that I have right here. This guy, he's a new mercenary added to Project Diablo 2. You can get them in Act 4. As you can see here, he has bone armor, he shoots teeth, and probably most importantly, he casts amp damage. So I've actually been utilizing him just recently. And this is going to be very helpful in Nightmare in Hell, how he's going to break some physical immunes. But basically, that's kind of where I've been with Project Diablo 2 so far. Trash gear, but more fuel for the course there, more fuel for the fire, fuel for the spiritual journey. That I am just wearing a bunch of bullshit on this guy, and pretty much there's upgrades right around the corner, so it's kind of an exciting time. As you can see here, I got this club right here, 3 to Gust and 2 to Raven. Some rare gloves that I found. You should have seen these boots that dropped from Bale when Liv and I were running Bale, and it was for his quest. He thought they were going to be shit, because he had pretty good boots on. He had these ones on right here. But I identified these boots. They had 30 faster run walk, 25 magic find, cold resist of like 30 or something, and another nice mod or 2. So they were very nice. But he gave me his old ones, so I have these ones now. 10 FCR ring. I have a stealth armor, which has been nerfed just a little bit in Beta 2. This helm, and this is another thing with the summon droid, or any droid for that matter. It's kind of an item search to find a good pelt with the right roll of skills. In this case, I want to find one with +3 to Raven and 2 sockets so I can make a lore out of it and get an additional +1 to all skills. So hopefully I'll be doing that. And I actually found this from my Bell quest, which at least gives me a lot of mana. Then I found this thing right here, Milibrega's Orb from the Trav, I think. But yeah, I'm about to do the Den of Evil for the first time with this character. So, looking forward to that, and I'm going to run through Nightmare a little bit more, and I'll showcase to you guys where this droid is at that point. But what I wanted to do was check out a few items that people have found recently in Project Diablo 2. I found these things on the Discord, so people are showcasing their items. First of which, now, nothing too crazy, but I mean, this is pretty damn good right here. And it looks like this guy didn't even slam it. It's an Assassin Claw. Just all the more reason as to why it's important to look out for both rare and magic claws. And in Project Diablo 2, they could be either normal item, elite, or exceptional. It doesn't really matter because they can all roll skills on them. So this one rolled 2 to assassin skill levels, 20% increased attack speed. Pretty nice enhanced damage. I'm not sure if they're going to be using it for that. You could use Blade Shield. Just 1 point in a Blade Shield, which is what I would do, because it has 300 seconds that it lasts with just 1 damn point in it. And it actually does 1/4 of your weapon damage. So you don't have to boost the skill up. It always does 1/4 of your weapon damage, but you can increase its base damage by increasing the level of the skill. But I think it'll be really nice to have regardless. So enhanced damage is actually a great thing to have on a claw, even if you're a trap sinner or whatever. Plus 3 to lightning sentry, plus 3 to charge bolt sentry, and plus 3 to burst of speed. So that is an absolute hog of a claw right there. And then let's check out this other item here. A Wisp Projector. Oh my god! Lightweave is the second assassin to defeat Diablo clone solo and hardcore on difficulty 0. Okay, that's pretty impressive. So Wisp Projector is like one of the most godly unique rings that you can find in PD2. And this guy slammed it, in fact, and he got plus 63% extra gold from monsters on it. But of course, just as usual, it gives... Wait a second. No, vanilla Wisp Projector does not give 1 to all skills, does it? You're only going to get that in SOJ and BK ring. But yeah, so they added 1 to all skills in this thing. Meritly so, because it kind of sucked big you-know-what, this ring, unfortunately. It's extremely rare. As you can see here, it requires level 76 to even use, whereas SOJ is like level 29 or something. So this ring is an absolute slug of a ring. But the problem is, it really sucked you-know-what. But they decided to buff it up some. So they gave it plus 1 to all skills. And a very interesting lightning absorb that it has on it, which is similar to what you get from Thunder God's Vigor. So it's extremely helpful. And something that they should have done way back when this thing was created, or somewhere from then until now, in D2R for that matter, but they still haven't, where it would give you... Oh, it went back to charges. Okay, that's bullshit. But that's fine. It went... Okay, so they went back to charges on it. A couple seasons ago, you actually had a level 7 Spirit of Barbs and a level whatever Heart of Wolverine that you could just have embedded on your character there when you had this thing equipped. But it looks like they went back to charges. So I think it was probably just a bit too overpowered. So they decided to go back to charges. But nonetheless, this shit has 1 of those skills on it. And the Heart of Wolverine never dies. Alright, so that's pretty important. So I guess it doesn't matter that much that you don't have it as a skill. You just cast it once per game. So that gives you 13 games where you can cast that shit as long as you don't die. And that Heart of the Wolverine will be with you. And that's a level 5 Heart of Wolverine. I wonder what... so mine's only a level 2. And it gives 35% damage, 35% attack with a radius of 21 yards. And it assists you and your whole party, of course. And even though it does showcase life on here, the life is irrelevant. The shit just doesn't die. It's impossible. It can't get hit by anything. So it's quite nice. And then let's take a look at the High Lord's Wrath. An absolute slug of an item. I believe it has been nerfed a little tiny bit, a little tiddly-tinily bit with a Deadly Strike. But it still gives you a quite a sufficient Deadly Strike. 20% increased attack speed. A lot more lightning damage now, 1 to 300. Attacker takes lightning damage of 100 to 150, so very high damage return right there. Another buff that it has received. But this one was slammed for an additional skill. So if you slam a High Lord's Amulet in Project Diablo 2 and you get plus an additional skill on that thing, it's worth a couple shiny shekels, alright? Let's see what else we have here. Templars Might. Sacred Armor. Level 8 Might Aura when equipped. So yeah, as you can see here, they made these armors relevant. The Templars and the Tyrions. I'll show you Tyrions in just a minute here. So it's just thematic. You get a Might Aura with that shit. And this is a very popular item to put on your mercenary. Especially with a summoner character like this one, for example. I'd love to find a Templar's Might and put it on my mercenary here. 20% fast rate recovery, some defense versus mid-side and all that crap. Curse resistance, 20%. I'm not entirely sure what that does. Does that just diminish the effect of the curse, or does it give you a 20% chance of not getting cursed when they curse you? I'm not really sure how that works, but yeah, the might aura on this thing is a complete hog. And here's another thing that it did. They actually made crossbows viable in Project Diablo 2 as well, where they might be worth looking into, because now all crossbows pierce physical resistance. Now, they don't pierce it by a lot. This one has a 10% enemy physical resistance pierce, but it pierces it some nonetheless. And of course, this is just a rare item, a Colossus Crossbow. And the rare item can roll 12% chance to cast level 31 amplified damage on striking. So it has a very massive radius. That amp damage is level 31, so it's extremely helpful. Looks like they rolled 1 to all skills on this thing. But most notably, I would say, is the massive enhanced damage that it has. 517% enhanced damage. So they buffed rares quite a bit in Project Diablo 2, where most of them, the elite items, are worth picking up, because you never know what you're going to get with them. And in this case, they can also roll open wounds, and open wounds has been enhanced in Project Diablo 2, where it has some base damage that can be added. In this case, it adds plus 225 open wounds damage per second. So a super hog of an item. And then we have Tyrions Might. So as you can see here, they actually made it viable. It has a lot more demon and undead damage, 200 to 250 to each, and it rolls separately. So that alone, I guess, is pretty much what they added to this thing. Just a ton of demon and undead damage. And of course, perhaps more importantly, you can slam it for 3 sockets or whatever the hell else you could get per slam. And this guy actually did slam his. And let's see what he rolled. He slammed some fire res in there. So now it has 63 fire res. So yeah. So there you have it. Tyrions Might, Templars Might, and all that shit. Project Diablo 2, you got a massive inventory. You get a big stash. You get loot filters. You get some in-game maps. You get a lot of viable builds. So, I mean, if you guys want to try this out, I'd recommend giving it a shot. I'm going to be playing this for some more days coming up here. I'll probably be making a couple more videos on it. But let me know if you're playing this. I know it's hard for some people to get over the graphics, how it just looks so dated, but it is quite smooth, because they made the frame rate nice and smooth, and they refined all the edges. Graphically speaking, so it doesn't look all polygon made and shit. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think that it actually looks better than D2R, because this is all artwork and shit, all right? And they put a lot of work into this artwork back in the day, and I would say it's kind of timeless. Whereas D2R is just a 3D rendering of everything overlapped on the artwork, so it overlaps the artwork, so you can't really, you don't really get that gratification that you're looking at a beautiful piece of art. You're just looking at a bunch of 3D rendered graphics. And we do have the original Amazon, Sorceress, and Assassin, and all that, so that's a good thing. But try this shit out if you want. Let me know if you guys are playing it. I'm going to finish up this Den of Evil quest, and more videos to come. Peace be with you.